Welcome back to Mrs. Rundown. In today's video I am going to be recapping the events of War Dogs, a 2016 comedy/action film. Spoilers ahead. You have been warned. Now like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video. In 2005, David Packouz is a massage therapist living in Miami, Florida with his girlfriend Iz. David spends his life savings on high-quality bedsheets to resell to retirement homes, but the venture fails. David runs into his old friend Ephraim DeVerley, who has formed his own company, AEY Incorporated, selling arms to the U.S. government for the ongoing war in Iraq. Iz informs David she is pregnant, and Ephraim offers him a job at AEY. Although David and Iz vehemently oppose the war, David joins AEY and lies to Iz. Ephraim explains that military equipment orders are posted on a public website, and their job is to bid for small orders ignored by larger contractors but still worth millions. Local businessman Ralph Slutsky provides them funding, under the false belief that AEY only sells arms to protect Israel. David and Ephraim land a contract to provide several thousand Beretta pistols to the Iraqi police in Baghdad, but an Italian embargo blocks the shipment, which is waylaid in Jordan. Failing to deliver the cargo as promised would mean that AEY would be blacklisted from any future contracts. Meanwhile, Iz overhears the true nature of David's business. David and Ephraim fly to Jordan, bribing locals to release the shipment, and are provided with a driver to transport them and the shipment into Iraq. The trio drives through the night, bribing a border patrol and evading armed insurgents, and arrive at the military base, where Captain Santos is impressed that they survive the Triangle of Death. The two are paid handsomely. AEY secures larger and more lucrative deals, expanding their operation, and David's daughter Ella is born, while Ephraim grows more unstable and untrustworthy. The company has a chance at the Afghan deal, their biggest yet. The US government posts a massive order worth $300 million, which requires 100 million rounds of AK-47 ammunition and would net a $100 million profit. Facing a global shortage of AK-47 ammunition, the duo encounters legendary arms dealer Henry Gerard, who has access to massive unused weapon depots in Albania. Needing to dispose of these arsenals including over 100 million rounds of AK-47 ammunition in accordance with NATO treaties, and unable to deal directly with the US, Gerard offers to make the deal through AEY. Ephraim agrees, despite David's discomfort at working with a man on a terrorist watch list. The two go to Albania to test the ammunition and win the contract, though Ephraim learns they severely underbid their competitors. Iz, frustrated with David's lies, leaves to live with her mother. Preparing the shipment in Albania, David discovers virtually all the rounds are Chinese-made and illegal due to a US embargo. To conceal this, Ephraim has the ammunition repackaged. Learning Henry has charged them a 400% markup, Ephraim plans to cut him out of the deal, ignoring David's protests and destroying the only copy of his partnership contract with David. Henry retaliates by having David kidnapped, beaten, and threatened at gunpoint. David wonders if his missing Albanian driver, Bashkim, has been killed. David learns Ephraim did not pay Enver, the Albanian handling the repackaging, the $100,000 repackaging fee. Returning to Miami, David quits AEY and demands the money he is owed, but Ephraim refuses. David returns to working as a massage therapist and convinces Iz to move back in with him, telling her the truth about AEY. Weeks later, Ephraim and Ralph offer David a paltry severance package, and David threatens Ephraim with evidence of his falsified company documents. Shortly after, David and Ephraim are arrested by the FBI, who had been contacted by the disgruntled Enver. The FBI had previously arrested Ralph, who wore a wire in an incriminating meeting with David and Ephraim. Ephraim is sentenced to 4 years in prison for numerous crimes related to conspiracy and fraud on the Afghan deal, while David gets 7 months house arrest for his cooperation. Months later, Henry apologizes to David for abducting him in Albania and shares his appreciation for not being turned into the FBI by offering David a briefcase of money in exchange for no more questions. The movie ends, leaving David's decision unclear. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these movie summaries. It really helps the channel out.